One major concern of parents with special needs is the fact that they wonder what will become of their children when they are no longer in the picture. That's going to be the center of our conversation today on the Ability Conversation Room. I'm not alone today. I happen to have my beautiful wife around with me, Wande Onyema.
Hello, everyone.
And of course, my name is Medo Onyema. We're not going to waste any time. We'll just delve right into the question. And the first question is, what is independence? What would you define independence in the life of a special needs child or a child living with disability?
Okay, so independence. I'm going to be speaking from an angle of a special needs therapist, because I am a bilingual special needs therapist.
Yeah.
So, independence for a child with special needs would be when a parent or the caregiver of that child has empowered that child to be able to do without them in basic life skills, or I would call it daily living skills, like self-care, like communication, like social skills.
Nice.
Those are the things that are quite important for a child to be independent in. Those are not the only things. They're just a few out of the numerous skills that the child should have or should gain independence in. So I would say that when the parent is able to impact that child so much that the child can do without them, in quotes, do without them to an extent, that would mean the child can feed on his own. The child can use the toilet on his own. I know there are some children that need support, right? But these children have, I would say they have levels. When we say even autism, for example, autism is a spectrum. So there are some children that need more support than the others. There are some that the support they need is just for a while, and then when you teach them how to do it, they flow. And then they are able to
do things on their
own without the support of the caregiver or their parents.
Nice. Okay, so at what stage or at what point would you advise for these skills to be impacted?
Okay, I would say at the babyhood stage, if there's anything like that, when the child is still a baby, and the mother tries to allows that child to play on his own. So it's not every time the child is crying that the mother should pick him up and start cuddling the child. I know that the baby, he's still a baby, and they most times want to be cuddled, right? So, but I feel sometimes the mother should be deliberate by allowing this child to explore. Allow the child to explore, put soft toys around the child. Let that child know that, okay, I can explore my environment. The child is discovering, is holding the soft toy, feeling it. With that, the child is even building some kind of skills, independent skills. Is as simple as that. Some people feel he has to be very, very serious. It's as simple as allowing your child to play on his own. From that baby stage, I would say that's the stage that the child should learn independence. So the child grows up, and then it's not only linked to daddy or mommy. The child knows how to interact with other children, knows how to interact with other adults in the family. So that's what I would say.
Interesting. Of course, we know that these children need some form of support. How can parents establish that balance between giving support and allowing their child to be independent?
How they can give support, the difference between giving support and
establishing that balance.
The balance. Okay.
So that the child will learn to be independent. Especially for children with disability or special needs. you notice parents are always very what's the word now, fussy, or trying to make sure that they are in the lives of that child almost 24/7.
Okay.
How do you establish that balance?
Okay, so I would say that, okay, let's say now we've already started building up our discussion.
Yeah.
We have a foundation of, they've started enforcing independence, or enforcing that this child should be on his own, or should function by himself, right? For example, children with special needs, let's just say a child that has autism now. Most of them have developmental issues. That means their milestones doesn't come up as expected. Not it's all delayed. Of them is usually delayed, right? So, and it's a spectrum. So if autism is a spectrum, it means what will happen to A won't happen to B, may not happen to B. So the child who has autism and has had experienced delays in sitting, crawling. Now this child is trying to walk and he is holding on to things in the house. So, but because you are always, the parent is so protective, don't fall. You are not allowing that child to gain that strength he needs to be able to move. Allow the child to fall sometimes. As much as possible, you can protect the child's head so that there's no injury.
You can give him a soft landing.
Yes, good. Kind of thing. But allow the child to make the mistakes, because that is what will help that child to even learn better and to gain that independence faster. But if you are always helping, you're not you are supporting, but you are overdoing it, and it's not going to help that child develop fast enough, right?
Yeah.
I stand to be corrected, because there are sometimes it may be the other way around. If you help, it will help the child too. But I strongly feel that you should allow the child make mistakes. So another one, I will go in the angle of a child with disability who is learning how to use the wheelchair. You know, there are some children too, as little as 5. Some of them already have wheelchairs. So that child is learning how to wheel, but you're always pushing the child around. And the child doesn't even have issues with
using his hands.
He's using his hands. He doesn't have fine motor skills issues. So he can wheel. Why don't you teach that child how to wheel? Don't push him around all the time. You're going to supermarket, allow him to wheel. You're just strolling around the environment, the estate where you live or wherever. Allow that child to wheel by himself. Before you know it, he gains confidence, and then your support is not now going to be too much. It's just for you to guide, make sure the child is not going out of view.
Is there a possibility that the mindset of the parent can affect the confidence of a child in attaining independence?
Yes, I would say it's possible that their mindset could affect that child gaining self-confidence. So I would use the story of a woman I know. She had this child who is it's not even autism. She has a child that was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and then because of that, I don't know how she took it. I think she didn't take it quite well. And because of that, she has kept that child in the house for a long time. She's not taking the child out of the house. She doesn't even allow the child to move around. The child is always on the bed. Always on the bed. She rarely allows the child to even discover what the floor feels like. Always carried. Either the child is carried or on the bed. And she's always in the house. Locks the child in the house. If she needs to go out somewhere, she keeps the child with a caregiver, goes out and come back. Nobody knows that she has a child like that for years. Now the child is already 4 years, and nobody in her environment knows she has a child with cerebral palsy. Can you see that kind of mindset?
Could it be because of the condition?
Yes.
Can the child actually move?
The child will be able to move if she had introduced therapy
or early intervention.
So somehow we're able to discuss with her and expose her. During one of our community development programs, we're able to expose her to the fact that she needs to go to the hospital. They need to assess the child again and start therapy, physical therapy, because the child needs some body movements, and the child has prospects too, because that particular child can even can communicate, can smile, can respond when you smile to the child. The child can smile back, make sounds, which already gives this positive should I call it positive vibes that no, this child will respond to therapy fast. It's just the parents I don't know how to call that fear of the unknown or just societal pressure. So things like that can hinder a child from exploring and also having self-confidence.
So we're not just talking about independence on its own, but you are also building the confidence of the child.
Yes.
Very, very important. So before we go, can you just highlight top skills that children in this category should have to be fully independent?
All right. So there are lots of areas, like I said, but I'm going to pick a few of these areas. So we have self-care skills, very important. We have communication. We have social interaction, which is social skills. We even have emotional regulation. So now for self-care skills, we teach these children how to take care of themselves, like the way the name implies, self-care. They take care of themselves. So what are the things involved in taking care of yourself? They learn how to brush once they get to that stage of taking care of their hygiene. They know how to brush. You take them through the steps in a very simple way. So somehow we don't just say, take the brush, watch me as I brush. The child can watch you. There are some children, right? Let's say, however, there are some children who learn by observing. They learn by observing, but at the same time, there should be something we call visual aids that will help them to understand better and take them through the steps, step by step. So you introduce a child into brushing, toothbrush. You take the toothbrush, take the toothpaste, you put a little amount, and then the child sees the chart, knows that the first thing is to take the toothbrush, take the toothpaste, put a little amount. If the child is not even old enough to do that, you can do that for that child, but the child sees the first step. Oh, brush, up, down, up, down. The child knows, take it to the corners of the mouth, brush the inner teeth, take it to the other corner, brush the inner teeth, brush your tongue. The child can see it on the chart, on that visual chart or visual aid we have there in the bathroom. Should be in the bathroom too. So the child follows it and knows how to do that. That's for self-care, one of the self-care. Also, choosing the toilet. Toilet training should have been, some parents feel, I can afford diaper. Why do I need to teach this child's toilet training? It's very important because eventually to take the work off your shoulders. Once the child can use the toilet on his own, you start with the potty. You put a visual aid to or visual chart to show how toileting is done. The first thing, as you enter the toilet, the first thing is raise the lid of the toilet seat, pull down, sit on the toilet. After doing whatever it is the child does inside that, the child cleans up. If the child is old enough to clean up, the child knows the next thing is to clean up. Videos and other aids would have been used to teach this child this thing. There are a lot of videos out there that teach children toilet training. We have videos out there. Some of us therapists, we use those videos to even reinforce what we are teaching. So we use there are videos out there to teach, and then the child sees the chart. After cleaning up, the child flushes and then goes to the wash and basin to wash, and then goes out of the toilet. That's another self-care, I mean toileting. Then for putting on clothes, you have started teaching the child's fine motor skills with little things. Even stringing beads help these children to know how to button their shirts. So you're not the only one doing everything. Everything. So the child already knows that, oh, once mommy or daddy has given me the shirt, I need to button. You've taken the child through the steps too. Videos can help too, and then modeling can help. You are doing it, and then the child is doing it. So that's for self-care skills. For communication, we have non-verbal and verbal children. The ones that can vocalize their feelings in words, they are verbal. The ones that can't vocalize their words and their feelings in words and can actually make signs or make gestures, and you know that this is what they mean, they are actually still communicating. But once the child has been taken through that, the child will be able to communicate, and later in life they won't have issues communicating their feelings or wants, or communicating with, or even making friends. Even as non-verbal children, we see children that are hearing impaired and they can actually communicate with one another. That's because they've been taken through that training, and they're now independent. We see adults now that were once children that are hearing impaired, and they do regular jobs, right? Because early in life they've been taken through that process of training.
Thank you so much. I know we can go on and on. To be sincere, we've not even exhausted the topic, but we'll just be stopping at this point. What's important, your child needs to be independent.
Yes.
And you need to equip them with the necessary skills.
Yes.
I'll take myself as an example. I know that it's because of, we'll definitely bring into consideration the type of challenge or the physical disability that the child is faced with.
Yes.
But that being said, it's good to expose your children to everything possible such that they can do things on their own. When my mom was alive, I would not stop talking about that woman. She exposed me to all, so much so that I started traveling on my own, that I could go with any team. You could see social skills there, you could see full independence there, and I would say it's a plus. When I had to get married to this beautiful lady, she knew that I would not be a complete burden to her, because there are things I could pick up while she's busy with other things. So independence in the life of a child with disability or special needs is very key, because when you keep protecting them, there will come a time where you will not be there. What happens to the child? I would implore us to actually take this particular topic seriously, and act on it. Thank you so much. If you need more clarity or how you could go about some other things, you could always drop us a message. We encourage you to chat, tell us, drop topics that you want to hear more, know more on, and we'll be there to deliver on it. We implore you to like, follow, comment, share, and even subscribe if you have not. Till next week, we'll say bye for now.
Bye.
Keep it inclusive.